Just over 2 weeks after President Trump signed the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill, Senator Bernie Sanders says his plan is to try and mitigate its effects. He's focused on health care and education. The senior senator discussed next steps in his Burlington office this morning. ABC 22's Matt Holderman was there for the conversation, and he joins me now live in the newsroom. Matt?
Thanks, Lauren. With the bill now signed into law, Senator Sanders acknowledged there's not much more he can do other than mitigation tactics at this point. And one thing he hopes he can do is get more money to the places that he says will feel the most harm.
Trump's big, beautiful bill, in my view, is the worst and most destructive piece of legislation in the modern history of this country.
Senator Bernie Sanders took more verbal jabs at President Trump and his big, beautiful bill Monday morning, criticizing the funding it cuts from things like Medicaid, nutrition programs, and more. Specifically, Vermont's senior senator says the potential impact the bill will have on health care in the U.S. is one of his primary concerns, noting it will hurt Vermonters who are already dealing with disproportionately high medical bills.
Some 45,000 people in our own state are going to lose health insurance. This terrible piece of legislation is going to make a bad situation worse.
In an attempt to lessen the pain he says this will cause to health centers, Sanders plans to use his power as ranking member of the Senate Help Committee to get more federal funding for those organizations. That said, Republicans hold a one-seat majority on the committee, and Sanders knows it will take collaborating with and convincing some of them to release more funding.
Essentially, what we're going to try to do in a piecemeal fashion, as best as we can, is to undo the damage of that legislation. We're working right now with others on the Help Committee to see if we can increase funding for community health centers, similarly with nursing homes as well.
Sanders added that he thinks putting more energy into primary health care is a good idea, and he says that is actively happening in southern Vermont. Several years ago, Sanders helped secure $4.2 million for PHC in Windham County, and after the project dragged on for a bit, he says they are now making progress on expanding North Star Health in Springfield into communities like Brattleboro and Putney, working with Brattleboro Memorial Hospital. He says evidence of that progress should be seen soon. And Sanders also touted the recent success of getting $6.5 million to Vermont for summer and after school programs. He says he and others had conversations with Ed Secretary Linda McMahon about that. And although he's happy they got that money, he says it's just a small piece of the puzzle, as other federal funding for schools is still being withheld from states. Live in the newsroom, Matt Holderman, ABC 22 News.